You're listening to Intellectual Erection.
I was on a train and like, okay, like this is almost like for foot fetish guys, it's almost like cliche too, right? Those and the train was, there wasn't many people on it, and but it was a few stops between mine and this lovely woman was sitting across from me. And initially she had her legs crossed, and it was summertime, so she had like flip-flops on or something. And it just started to get progressively more and more like I'm getting teased. And like, you kind of like outside yourself, like, is this actually, is this actually happening? So I think she caught, I think it was this second, I must've been like off my game, because I would, once in a while, like I'll glance, and I'm very, very, very quick with my looks, like look really quickly and then look away. But she must have caught my eye. So she's like, hey, what's this guy looking at? So she started to tease me, and she was like, progressively like getting closer and closer to me with her feet, and like flexing her toes and rubbing her feet together and stuff like that. And then it like took a slightly more interesting turn. She put her feet up onto the chair that was like directly like really across from me, which normally, like, hey, you're putting your feet up next to me. Like most people, excuse me, pardon me, could you please remove your feet from the chair?
Yeah.
But no, in this case, like, oh, okay. And so she put her feet up and she crossed her feet and she started like scrunching and flexing her toes. And I'm like in my head, I'm like, I'm losing my mind here. And then we started to kind of chat a little bit, but it wasn't even about what she was doing, because it was, we didn't even talk about what she was doing with her feet, and it was obvious to both of us she was trying to turn me on with them. But we talked about other stuff, and I couldn't even. It was probably nothing. It was probably like the weather or something. So we talked a little bit in between stops, and then she was so sweet too. And then she said, "Well, this is my stop. I'll see you later." I'm thinking I'm going to see this woman on the train again at some point, but I never saw her again. So now this is like the big callback maybe, but like, was that the other rosebud? Am I like this ghost kind of continually like searching for for this woman? And I'm like, is this you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? So maybe that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to find her.
You're listening to Intellectual Erection.
A place where we talk about the naughty
to stimulate your thinking.